Hey guys, how you doing? This is Jake Wire. I'm a real estate agent in Wilmington, North Carolina. And thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys can subscribe. I'm gonna keep putting these up about every week or so, just for people in the real estate industry or thinking about getting into the real estate industry. So as a whole, as a profession, as a real estate agent, there's a ton of money to be made. There's people that come in, and everybody's heard the horror stories about how many people fail at it. So what I want to do is put this video together just kind of quickly and just discuss exactly what you can do to be extremely successful in this industry. Now, it doesn't take a whole lot to get into the industry, and to be honest with you, you don't have to be a brain surgeon to make millions of dollars in this industry either. What it's going to come down to is really taking a look at yourself introspectively, kind of figure out who you actually are, what makes you tick. Now, I was one that really kind of pushed back against doing those personality tests, and I thought they were a little bit, to be honest with you, cheesy. And I know a lot of you probably feel the same way. But it's really easy to lie to yourself, and I hate to say that. It's really easy to think you're one person and that you have these certain really admirable traits, but in reality, you're this other person. And that's okay. You just really need to know honestly who you are, what makes you tick, and what's gonna make you excited, motivated, and get you up out of bed to do this. Because at the end of the day, this is a 100% commission-based industry, which means if you don't produce, you're not gonna eat. So I need you guys to really look at yourself if you're thinking about getting in this industry and really decide if I really can talk to people every single day. This is a sales position. So you need to understand that this takes a little bit of sociability. So if you absolutely cringe at the idea of talking to someone, this might not be the industry for you, and this might be the great time to maybe look at some other options. Now, if you do like to talk to people, you don't mind the social interactions, then let's go ahead and move forward with this. Now, what you're gonna find after you go through your real estate classes, get your license, you're gonna realize that, in all honesty, it was interesting information to some. It's business ethics is really what you're gonna learn. You're not going to learn how to make money. You're not going to learn how to generate business. So that's up to you. There's tons of information out there. Pick up some books. There's some amazing ones. Mastermind Agent by Gary Kelly is a great one. There's a ton of, I'll put a few links down below actually that you can take a look at as far as real estate literature goes. And these are books that will actually show you kind of the day in, day out on how to build a real estate business, how to make money for yourself, how to generate leads. And that's really where you are now. And there's lots of ways to skin a cat. So there's ways of possibly going about doing cold calls. I'm sure you guys have all heard that. Some people hate cold calls. I personally do cold calls. I call expired listings an hour a day. I use the RedX Dialer. That's a service that I use to get my phone numbers. They also have a 3-line dialer, so I can call about 150 numbers or so an hour. So I'm really like making some ground on that. If you're a new agent, you can do it one by one. That's how I started it too. You're just not going to get those same kind of numbers. And I would suggest eventually moving over to getting a 3-line dialer or a 1-line dialer. It'll just keep you on pace and keep you from getting distracted because you are plugged in. You're not able to walk away, check your Facebook, things like that. It's just going to keep dialing, so you have to stay present. That's a big thing in this industry, is doing the work while you're in the work. I know a ton of people that say they put 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours in a day, and they're not making any money. But if you actually break down what they're doing hourly, it's probably a few hours worth of work, honest, real work. And again, this comes back to looking at yourself. This comes back to sitting down honestly and looking at yourself and what's really happening. So that being said, some of the great ways of generating leads in this industry are farming a neighborhood. Pick a neighborhood you love, send out mailers 3 times a month, continue doing that for a year, knock on doors, do events in that neighborhood, become the neighborhood specialist, okay? And what you're gonna wanna do is you wanna check to make sure there's not 100 other neighborhood specialists in that neighborhood. You don't wanna be having a ton of competition to go up against. You also want to make sure it's a manageable size. You want to make sure it's a walkable neighborhood because you're going to be knocking these doors. So make sure all those things kind of check those boxes. You can do cold calls like I do. You can call expireds. You can do circle prospecting, which is just calling around a sold listing, just saying this house just sold in your neighborhood for this much money. Would you be interested in knowing what your house is worth? You'd be shocked at how many people actually say, yeah, I'd be interested in knowing what my house is worth. I've lived here 20 years. I have no idea. And then, there's also calling FSBOs, which is for sale by owners. I don't personally do that, but some people make a really good business doing that. If you're a techie, you can build an amazing web page with Google Ads, Google search capabilities, landing pages, and you can generate huge amounts of leads like that. You can build entire teams off of the leads that you get off a really good website. So if you're techie, that might be the way to go with you. Like I said, if I was techie, that's what I would do. Unfortunately, I'm not. I don't have that kind of brain, and I know that. So here I am. Some people do a lot of business doing social media. Something that I do. I make YouTube videos. I am on Facebook, on Instagram. My wife is as well. That's kind of fits my personality a little bit better. And again, it comes down to consistency. You're gonna have to put out a video once a week. Every single week, every single, 4 times a month. It comes down to consistency on a lot of this stuff. I also know people that make amazing livings in this industry just off referrals. Now think about this. You can make 25% average on a referral. I know people that go to industry days, they go to meetings, they network with other real estate agents, they send gifts to other real estate agents for their referral business, and they make 90% of their income off a referral business. So you can even do that. If you don't only want to talk to people in the industry, you don't want to talk to the average person, you can build a huge network and make money that way as well. So what this all comes back to for you new people and people in the industry now is looking at yourself, making sure you're really putting an honest 8 hours of work in. Pick 1 or 2 things that you really feel like you can stay consistent on for lead prospecting. Stay consistent. That's the biggest thing. Any of these things, you're going to have to do it day in, day out, every single day, every single week, every single month. I see people start these things and they do it for a month and they don't see the success they want and they quit. Now, what most of them don't realize is a lot of them are right on the precipice of breaking through and becoming successful with it. If they just kept at it for another month or 2, suddenly they'd be getting those lead generations. A lot of this stuff is going to take a little bit of time to get your name known, to see that people are realize that you're not just a fly by night, that you're going to be there next week and next month. They get people, I'm sure you do, if you have a mailbox, you probably get flyers in your mailbox from real estate agents, mailers in your mailbox. And you know what? A lot of them you'll see 1, maybe 2, and then no more again. Now, there's always a couple agents that are consistent, that every single month you'll have a mail in your mailbox. And you probably know that agent. You probably recognize his brand. If nothing else, you recognize the colors of that card that you get because you see it once a month. So consistency in our industry is really the biggest thing. Pick what you're good at, be true to yourself, and you're going to do a great job. You're going to be successful. I wish you luck. Reach out anytime. I'd love it if you guys subscribe. Like I said, I'm going to keep these videos coming. I think there needs to be more content out there for realtors to realtors. I've been in the industry for a decade. I wish that I had done a little bit more research online and listened to more real estate agents about what they had to say about the pros and cons and pitfalls. But like I said, reach out anytime. My name is Jake Wire. I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina. I'd love to talk to you sometime.